received more traditional therapy. And there's new evidence that the loss of a certain hormone during pregnancy directly impacts a child's brain development. A study in mice found that reducing the amount of a hormone found in the placenta caused changes in male offspring that resemble changes seen in some people with autism spectrum disorder. Researchers also found that the changes could be prevented with a single injection of the hormone in late pregnancy. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
The time now, 13 minutes before the hour.
A local pool is opening back up next summer. We'll tell you how you can take part in the celebration next on News 10 this morning.
I'm Ron Deeples, and with my express purchase, you're in control. You can customize your deal, value your trade, and apply for financing in just minutes with only one click. Control your next deal today with express purchase at deeplesauto.com.
Keep your outdoor living space beautiful and protected with Menards. Provide your exterior wood surfaces advanced protection from sunlight and moisture with Pittsburgh paints and stains. Right now, all Pittsburgh Ultra Advanced stains are 11% off. Transform your worn-out deck in one day with Rock Solid Deck Resurfacer. The one-coat coverage, ultra-thick coating is specially designed for heavily worn decks and patios. Save 11% on all Rock Solid Deck Resurfacers now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Credit unions are just different from other financial institutions. At ISU Credit Union, we embrace being different. Our members enjoy lower interest rates on loans, as well as competitive saving rates on deposit accounts. Come see for yourself why members choose us as their credit union. We're at 444 North 3rd Street or online at isucreditunion.com.
Unlock a summer of possibilities in a new Chevy. Expand your options and your perspective. Find new summer adventures. Find new roads.
Make no monthly payments for 120 days on all Silverado 1500 Crew Cab pickups. Plus, get 2.49% financing when you finance with GM Financial and get $2,500 cash allowance.
Whether you are re-roofing your house, building a small garage, or a large, sturdy post-frame building, Graber Post Buildings will be there to help you every step of the way with sound advice, competitive price, and with top-quality, durable, long-lasting products. Graber Post has the staff, crews, and supplies to handle any project, agricultural, commercial, or residential. Call us today at 800-264-5013 or drop by our showroom in Montgomery, Indiana.
I was young when I learned there was a difference between us and them. The only crown I've ever worn is the one growing out of my head. But I have a secret. I belong here.
I'm Ron Deeples, and my express purchase is a car buying experience designed especially for you. You're one of a kind, and your vehicle purchase should be too. Go to deeplesauto.com, click on Express Purchase, and buy hassle-free.
After years of sexual misconduct allegations and a CBS News interview that stunned the nation, singer R. Kelly will face a jury. Special coverage Wednesday on CBS This Morning.
President Biden defended his decision to pull U.S. troops out of Afghanistan as security dissolved into chaos at the airport in Kabul. At least 2 people died after hundreds of Afghans rushed the tarmac and climbed onto a U.S. military plane as it was taking off. U.S. troops also shot 2 others who were armed. The Pentagon says that was in self-defense. More American service members are arriving at the airport to help evacuate remaining U.S. citizens and Afghan allies. The death toll keeps climbing in Haiti after Saturday's powerful earthquake, now topping 1,400. Search efforts are becoming more complicated as Grace moves in, bringing heavy rainfall. The 7.2 magnitude quake destroyed thousands of homes. And Fred is bringing heavy rain and wind to sections of Florida, Alabama, and Georgia. Some areas could get 8 inches of rain. Parts of the Carolinas are under threat today. Those are some of the day's top stories. I'm Monica Ricks, CBS News, New York.
Coverage you can count on continues with Marty Ledbetter and Sports. Hello and welcome back. Monday, the Indiana high school volleyball season officially got underway right here in the Wabash Valley. Over at the Green Dome, West Vigo welcomed the Park Heritage Wolves to town. First set, Vikings on the attack early as Leyland Bigger sets up Keegan Beeler for the shot to the back line for the West Vigo point. A few points later now, Bigger with the cross-court set for Riley Deerdorf, and the senior delivers with the kill. Next point, Wolves trying to set up an attack of their own now as Bethany Wilson leaves the ball right in front of the net for fellow senior Kristen Wood. Park Heritage retakes the lead off the point. Ensuing Wolves serve. Junior Emma Norman served knuckles away from the Vikings front line for the service ace. Vikes quick to retaliate, though, as Emma Fulford comes up with the vicious skill to the back line. Park Heritage would rally from there, though, with a couple more service aces to take the first set and win the match by a final of 3-1. With the first week of the NFL preseason officially behind us, Colts fans got their first look at two new quarterbacks Sunday. With Carson Wentz still out of the picture, backup quarterback Jacob Eason and Sam Ehlinger took the snaps under center for the Horseshoe. Both QBs performed well in the game. Eason, who got the start, went 15 of 21 for 183 yards, while Ehlinger went 10 of 15 for 155 yards. The rookie QB also led the Colts in rushing yards with 30 yards on the ground. I don't know what that says about your offense when your quarterback is leading the rushing attack, but that's a story for another day. After the game, both QBs spoke about how they plan to move forward this preseason.
My focus was one day at a time, one rep at a time, do my job consistently, and not make the picture bigger than it has to be. Obviously there's a lot going on outside, but there's a lot to look on and tape and go back and clean up and improve before Minnesota Saturday. But I'm excited to get back out in the practice field and attack it.
With Carson going down, we want the team to win at the end of the day. And it's a very friendly competition. We're making each other better, helping each other out. When he comes off, it's like, hey, this is the coverage, or when I come off, it's like, hey, you could have done this. This is what we saw. So we're just trying to help each other get better.
We are just weeks away from the start of college football, and with that in mind, the AP preseason top 25 poll was released Monday, and the Indiana Hoosiers have made the list. IU comes in at the 17th spot on the list, receiving 549 votes. Indiana's Week 1 opponent, Iowa, comes in right behind the Hoosiers, though, ranked 18th in the poll. It's the first time IU football has made the AP preseason top 25 poll since 1968. The Hoosiers finished the 2020 season ranked 12th in the country, which was the program's second best finish. Returning several key players from last year's team has obviously earned IU some attention heading into the season, but head coach Tom Allen is doing everything he can to keep his team focused on what's ahead of them.
It's preseason poll, so it just doesn't mean anything in regards to the season and, how we perform or any outcomes of the games, but just a testament to where we are as a program, I guess, by perception, by those that made those decisions, but our program is perceived a certain way right now, and we just have to continue to fight every day to keep getting better because, September 4th is coming and we got a lot.
All right, well, one Wabash Valley pool is reopening soon after a makeover, and you're invited to the groundbreaking ceremony. After more than 50 years of service to the community, the Sullivan Community Pool was closed in 2018. That's due to deteriorating conditions. Now the city is working to reopen the pool by summer 2022. The groundbreaking ceremony will take place Thursday, August 19th at 6 p.m. There will be a bouncy house, giveaways, and food. Just go to 300 East Silver Street in Sullivan.
Here's a look at the 7-day forecast. You can see our temperatures are going to be in the mid-80s by the end of this afternoon. We have a chance for scattered rain throughout the afternoon. And again, this is going to be very spotty rain. We have mostly sunny conditions that are going to try to return by the end of the afternoon. But again, spotty rain showers are going to be a possibility through the night tonight. And our temperatures are on an upward trend. We're going to climb into the mid to upper 80s by the end of the work week, and that's just where our temperatures are going to stay. So you can see as we get closer to the weekend, Saturday, Sunday, we do have a chance of rain both days. And you can see several of these days, there's a chance of rain, a sizable chance of rain some of these days. But most of these days, we're actually going to see mostly sunny conditions. But again, the chance of rain is just going to be so spotty that you might not even run into a rain shower, but you might be outside over the course of these next several afternoons and just run into a quick 20-minute rain shower, and it's just going to fall apart and leave. Now, as we move through the rest rest of the work week, start of the weekend. You can see our temperatures climbing to the upper 80s. I also want to point out that humidity is going to climb as well. So not only are our temperatures going to be in a high spot, it's going to be humid and it's not going to be as comfortable, especially at the end of the weekend, start of the next work week. And again, if you have to do any driving this morning, there's enough moisture in the air that fog is beginning to form. So just be careful. And again, the chance of rain today is going to be spotty, but the chance of rain is going to increase as we move through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Psst, hey, you may not be in Philly, but you can still get the authentic taste of the city. Thinly sliced ribeye, melty cheese, roasted peppers and onions on charbroiled Angus beef. The new Philly cheesesteak Angus thick burger at your local Hardee's. Make your Liberty Bell ring for days. Feed your happy.
The Shy Diesel Extravaganza is back again for 2021. And the Lucas Oil Propulling League is bringing all the diesel action to Lyons, Indiana. With truck and tractor pulls, diesel drags, and a packed vendor row. Come on down for some summer fun and experience the best diesel show in the nation. Be there August 27th and 28th for the Shy Diesel Extravaganza. Gates open at 8 a.m. On-site camping available. For tickets and info, call 812-466-7202 or visit ShyDiesel.com.
We all want to support our community and small businesses, protect the environment and our kids' future, and above all, help others when they need it. That's why every day our energy goes into delivering reliable, cleaner, affordable energy. The energy that promises a better tomorrow with new jobs and opportunities and helps everyone move forward together. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you.
Color the flowers. The whole place looks amazing. I love it.
It's perfect.
Sophia, whatever happens, we're here to protect you. Thank you.
There's no room for fear in your dream home policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Culligan Water is celebrating healthy hydrating. Our drinking water systems reduce contaminants like PFAS, lead, arsenic, nitrates, and chlorine. Feel good about drinking healthier, cleaner water. Get Culligan confident. Contact your local dealer today.
Steve Faulkner Chevrolet Buick GMC in Princeton is having a huge used car sale. Huge selection and marked down from retail. You'll save big on quality used cars. See them all on pricing specials at Steve Faulkner Chevrolet Buick GMC.com.
Next live, Chris Rock, Olivia Holt, and Jillian Michaels.
I now, in my gym in the building, I just slide into my UGG slippers and I go down and I lift the massive weights in my UGG slippers.
Live with Kelly and Ryan, Tuesday at 9, only on TV 10.
Psst, you may not be in Philly, but you can still get the taste of the city for breakfast. Fluffy eggs with thinly sliced ribeye, fire-roasted onions, peppers, and melty cheese, wrapped in a warm tortilla. Fill up on the new Philly cheesesteak burrito only at Hardee's. Feed your happy.
Coverage you can count on. This is the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast. With John Swanner, Heather Good, and Storm Team 10 meteorologist Brady Harp. This is News 10 This Morning.
A car accident claimed the life of one person. We will tell you what police say happened.
And officials have released the cause of a fire that destroyed a local restaurant. What investigators say happened.
Plus, one community is coming together in hopes of saving its music program. We'll explain what it's doing.
Good morning, and thank you for waking up with us. We'll have more on those stories in just a moment.
But right now, Storm Team 10's Brady Harp. He's in the Weather Center tracking a nice day ahead for us.
Good morning, Brady.
Good morning, Heather. Good morning, John. You see our storm tracker showing off and on clouds. We've had some very isolated light rain showers try to form up here in the last few hours. But you can see at the moment they have fallen apart. So we're entering a dry period here. And through the first part of the morning, expect dry conditions when it comes to rain. But fog is developing across the Wabash Valley, reducing visibility everywhere across the Wabash Valley. You can see our visibility map showing, again, we're down to 2 miles of visibility in Terre, Haute 1 in Robinson. And you might be driving anywhere early this morning. You see clear conditions, but then you just unexpectedly run into, again, an area of dense fog. It could create a dangerous situation could slow you down, so just be careful. The situation is continuously changing, and as we move to the rest of the morning, as soon as that sun gets higher in the sky, the fog is going to clear out. But again, on our bus stop forecast here, any drive you need to do early, watch for bus stops. Watch for kids waiting for school bus. The fog could create a dangerous situation. We're in the mid 60s to begin with, mid 80s as we move through the afternoon. And again, we are going to see a returning chance of some isolated showers, and I'll time that out for you coming up in a couple minutes.
A death investigation is underway in Sullivan County this morning. Indiana State Police is leading the investigation after a man's body was found in a truck parked in rural Sullivan County. It's a story we first told you about last night on News 10 Night Watch. Sheriff Clark Cottom located a vehicle at County Road 300 North and County Road 225 East. They're not releasing any other information in the investigation, including the man's identity. An autopsy is scheduled for today at Regional Hospital. The Vigo County coroner is helping with this case.
One person is dead and another seriously injured after a crash. It happened near State Road 59 and White Rock Road around 3 o'clock yesterday afternoon. Here's a map of the area. The Clay County Sheriff's Office says a car was going west from Craig Avenue to White Rock Road. The driver failed to yield the right-of-way while crossing State Road 59. That's when a truck crashed into the passenger side of the car. Now, the passenger in that car died at the scene. The driver of the car was a lifeline to Methodist Hospital in Indianapolis in critical condition. The names of those in the crash have not been released.
And we now know the cause of a fire that destroyed a Terre Haute restaurant. The Terre Haute Fire Department says an electrical issue started Saturday afternoon's fire at the Delish Cafe near 25th and Maple. Investigators say the fire was caused specifically by an exhaust fan in a restroom. The building's a total loss. Now, coming up in the next half hour, you'll hear what this means for employees of that cafe.
The Knox County Sheriff's Office needs your help finding a man wanted for stealing cars. They're looking for 34-year-old Michael Shelton. Officials say Shelton could be armed. They also say do not approach him. Now, if you know where he is, you're asked to call the Knox County Sheriff's Office. That number is 812-882-7660.
President Joe Biden says he does not regret his decision to withdraw the military from Afghanistan, even though it allowed the Taliban to reclaim power.
President Biden now faces criticism from those who insist he underestimated how swiftly the Taliban would regain control of the country. Bradley Blackbird reports from New York.
Despite the chaos unfolding in Afghanistan, President Biden says pulling the military out was the correct decision.
After 20 years, I've learned the hard way that there was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces.
The president admitted being surprised by the speed of the Taliban takeover, but insisted the U.S. won't be pulled back into the conflict.
American troops cannot and should not be fighting in a war and dying in a war that Afghan forces are not willing to fight for themselves.
On Tuesday, the Taliban began consolidating its control over Kabul. The airport outside the capital was overrun by thousands of Afghan civilians desperate to leave the country. Some tried to climb aboard the outside of this military transport as it was taking off. At least 7 people were killed in the chaos.
What we have seen is an unmitigated disaster, a stain on the reputation of the United States of America.
Republicans and even some Democrats expressed dismay at the return of the Taliban.
I'm going to be asking tough questions about how and why the Taliban triumph was so much speedier than anyone anticipated.
Roughly 6,000 U.S. troops have been deployed to Afghanistan. The Pentagon says their primary mission is to keep the Kabul airport open and to help in the safe evacuation of U.S. allies and civilians. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
Haiti has declared 3 days of mourning for earthquake victims after officials announced more than 1,400 people were killed in the tragedy. Saturday's 7.2 magnitude earthquake brought down tens of thousands of buildings in the deeply impoverished country. Now, that country is still recovering from another major earthquake 11 years ago. Dozens of churches, hotels, homes, and schools were seriously damaged or ruined by the earthquake. 6,900 people have been injured and more than 37,000 homes were destroyed.
A booster shot could soon be on the way for everyone. Federal authorities are finalizing a plan to give a 3rd dose of the coronavirus vaccine to anyone who received a Pfizer or Moderna shot. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more on the timing.
I was one of the first people to get vaccinated.
Ellie Moxley was one of the first to get a COVID shot, and now she's one of the first getting a third dose.
I'm taking my cues from the health professionals that I work with to manage my Crohn's disease, and they're telling me to get the booster. I'm going to get the booster.
Those boosters are now going into arms for patients like her who are immunocompromised, but soon they could be recommended for everyone. CBS News has learned the Biden administration is finalizing a booster plan for the vast majority of Americans. Anyone who received the Pfizer or Moderna shot will likely be advised to get a third dose of the same vaccine 8 months after being fully vaccinated, and they could start in September after the vaccines are fully approved by the FDA. Throughout several areas of the country, COVID cases are overwhelming hospitals. In Austin, Texas, ambulances are waiting up to an hour for open beds.
Our medics are being overworked like crazy.
All this as more students are returning to classrooms. In Los Angeles, long lines of high schoolers yesterday waited for the COVID check-in process. These are schools opening last week in Hillsborough County, Florida. This week, officials there say more than 5,000 students in the county have either tested positive for COVID-19 or are currently in quarantine for a possible exposure. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News.
A local county is taking action right now to reduce its surging COVID-19 case numbers. As we told you last week, Clay County is labeled as red on the state's weekly metrics map for COVID-19. The colors on the map are based on 7-day positivity rates and weekly case numbers. The Clay County Health Department and the State Department of Health are conducting free COVID-19 testing. They're also offering free limited vaccines. It's happening at Forest Park in Brazil starting today at noon until 8 o'clock and then reopening again tomorrow starting at noon. For more information, contact the Clay County Health Department at 812-448-9021.
In other news now, a petition in Linton has gained traction over the last few days. The petition is aimed at bringing back Linton Stockton Elementary's music program. It was recently cut by the school. News 10 reached out to Linton Superintendent's office. Now, we haven't heard back yet. Organizers of the petition say they're thankful for the old program. Madeline Gainey owns a music company in Nashville, Tennessee. She said she got her start in that old program. Now she says at the elementary age, there's no better time to get kids involved.
If we take away that foundation, other kids in small communities like Linton don't have a chance to go for it later in life.
Gainey says she's worried these children may not have opportunities down the road. The petition has gotten more than 1,200 signatures. Well, it's the first week of school for nearly 14,000 Vigo County students. It's also the first week for a new school. Over the summer, Deming Elementary School was transformed into the Deming Early Learning Center. According to the United Way of the Wabash Valley, only 35% of kids in Terre Haute under the age of 5 are enrolled in child care programs. That statistic led the corporation to create this center.
It's really a place where kids, ages infant to 5 can go and find a safe place that's developmentally appropriate to meet their needs. It's also the first place to have a full-day preschool program in the school corporation, which was a really big deal for a lot of working parents.
The center has more than 280 students enrolled in kindergarten, pre-K, and daycare classes.
Well, as summer comes to a close, Indiana State Police is warning drivers to stay focused on the road. Distracted driving could lead to high fines and criminal charges, and it's extremely dangerous to everyone on the road. Sergeant Matt Ames says it's especially important to remind teen drivers to stay safe when driving.
Sit down with their young driver, discuss with them what the responsibilities are driving, and let them know that, hey, driving while distracted, they can't tolerate it, and that there will be consequences if they do drive while distracted.
For more information on how you can stay safe on the roads, we've linked you to resources on WTHI-TV.com.
Well, if you're noticing a lot of military jets flying around Terre Haute, it's part of a military training exercise. Now, those exercises started Monday morning and will last through August 24th. You can expect to see jets flying in the area with increased noise and traffic near the airport.
Versiti Blood Center of Indiana has issued an emergency appeal for blood donations. The current supply of available blood is critically low, and they're reporting they have less than a day's supply of life-saving blood on shelves. Now, right now, Versiti is asking for all blood types. O positive and O negative are in higher demand. Versiti supplies blood to more than 90 hospitals in the state. To donate, you can find the blood center at 2021 South 3rd Street. And to see if you qualify to donate blood, go to our website.
I'm monitoring patchy fog moving through the Wabash Valley right now. I'll continue to track it for you, and I'll tell you about a chance of rain this afternoon coming up in a couple minutes.
And still ahead on News 10 this morning, families in need will now see a boost when it comes to food stamp benefits. Coming up, we'll explain what this means for many.
And federal regulators are investigating Tesla cars, what it has to do with the vehicle's autopilot system. That's coming up on News 10 this morning. Coverage you can count on.
You're watching the Wabash Valley's most watched newscast, News 10. Closed captioning is sponsored by Terre, Haute Chevrolet for the best value and the best experience.
A wise man once said nothing was certain except death and taxes. Well, add college football to the list because DraftKings Sportsbook's latest offer is a sure thing. New customers bet at least $1 on college football and get $200 in return, no matter what. So death, taxes, and $200 to ring in college football season. Download the app now. Sign up with the promo code. Bet $1 to get 2 Ben Franklins. See what we did there? And make it rain.
My Fox 10 and Big Nell Automotive present Donnie Baker at the Zora Shrine Saturday, October 30th. VIP tables and tickets are available now at eventbrite.com.
When you want to keep your business polished, Taylor Commercial Cleaning is the call you need to make. We offer a cleaning schedule that fits your schedule and a professional staff for a hassle-free experience. When you need it cleaned, we'll be there on the scene. Taylor Commercial Cleaning Services.
Today, there are notifications for everything. The laundry is finished. Your mom approves of your new profile picture. Did you know your roof has its own notification system? For example, finding a shingle in the yard or water stains on your ceiling. If you experience a roofing notification, contact Honest Abe Roofing, and we can send out a roofing repair technician post-haste. Honest Abe Roofing, the reliable roofer.
It may be back to school time for the kids, but it's back to cool time at Terre Haute Auto.
Terre Haute Auto has cool deals all month long on a huge selection of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs. Be the smartest one in the class and get top dollar for your trade. Plus, take advantage of low financing rates. Is your credit score failing? Then ask about guaranteed credit approval for everyone. It's back to cool time at Terre Haute Auto, 1 mile south of Boot City, or visit them online.
Terre Haute Auto, where we stack them deep and sell them cheap.
Enter the TV10 Back to School Photo Contest. Just snap your back to school photo to WTHI-TV.com and you could win a $50 gift card courtesy of Advantage Plus Federal Credit Union. Enter the TV10 Back to School Photo Contest today. Storm Team 10 7-day forecast sponsored by the Woods Agency, your local premier all-state agency. Coverage you can count on continues with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Brady Harp.
Good morning. You see our storm tracker showing dry conditions when it comes to rainfall right now. But over the last 3 or so hours, you can see, and again, Greene County area, especially Linton area, north of there, you can see some light rain showers formed and then just quickly fell apart. South of Charleston, Mattoon area, north of Casey, same situation. And as we move through the rest of the day, this is going to continue to be a possibility where light rain showers try to start up, but then they don't last very long and then they fall apart. Now, again, this is the storm tracker over the last few hours, but visibility is still reduced thanks to dense fog in places. Now, the fog is still very patchy. You can see Vincennes. You still have better visibility than other locations around the Wabash Valley, where Terre Haute, we're down to 0-1 in Robinson. So again, this is ever changing. The situation this morning, the fog's continuing to pass through our area. So if you have to do any driving just be very careful because the fog, again, could slow you down and it could create a dangerous situation, especially around bus stops, kids waiting for the school bus. Just be careful as the fog continues to pass through our area. Futurecast here, this is around 7. Look what happens as we move through the rest of the morning. Cloud cover that we have now tries to clear up. We have very isolated chances of rain here on our Futurecast. You can see Futurecast has these in a very light green color, telling you that the chance is very small, and if it does happen, it's going to be very light, maybe a few light sprinkles in some places as these clouds try to clear out for the beginning of the day. And we're going to, again, enter a dry period throughout the middle part of the day where sunny conditions try to take over. But again, mid to late afternoon, you can see we're, again, very scattered. Rain showers are starting up. South of Linton, Rockville area up to the north, south of Effingham there in Illinois, some very light rain on our Futurecast. But this is going to be a possibility everywhere. And again, you can see the clear sky in places as well where sunlight is continuing to take over. Now, this is around 11. You can see some scattered rain showers are continuing to move through the Wabash Valley tonight. And at any point, some of these could gain a little bit of strength. And what that means for you is if you're out and about, you might run into just a quick rain shower, but at times, maybe some rumbles of thunder, flashes of lightning as these try to gain a little bit of strength with the sunlight. But again, this is the kind of rain that we're going to be dealing with throughout the next several days, where it's just very hit or miss, very scattered. And our temperatures, they're in the mid 80s today. They are going to rise as we move through the next several days. So tonight we're in the upper 60s. Watch for thunder showers. Again, some of these rain showers might try to gain some strength. Tomorrow we're in the mid 80s. Showers again possible throughout the day, very scattered again. Partly sunny, but this is what I'm talking about with the temperatures. They're going to rise each day where we're a little bit warmer, and the humidity is going to rise with them, where it's going to be muggy, warm as we move closer and closer to the weekend. And again, you are going to have to work around just a very scattered chance of rain several of these days.